it has high flexibility. The second is, so these can be uh, used over very long distances to transmit the data as compared to copper wires. There is a lot of wear and tear in the copper wires as compared to optical fibers. The second is that these are non-corrosive. So, there is no corrosion and no wear and tear in the optical fibers. The third one is that these are lightweight. These have very less weight as compared to the optical fibers. So, these can be used in aircrafts and satellites also. Fourth is that these are immune to electromagnetic radiations because they are made up of non-metallic materials. So, there is no effect of electromagnetic radiations. The fifth advantage is that they have high bandwidth. Due to high bandwidth, they can be used to transmit light waves of frequency range from 10 raised to power 14 to 10 raised to power 15 hertz. The next advantage is that they have high speed because light signal is used to transmit the data. So, the speed of data transfer is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. The next is large number of voice channels. A single optical fiber can whose diameter is of the order of 1 inch core can handle over the 100 voice channels. It can send data up to 100 voice channels. The next advantage is there is no cross talking. In case of copper wires, there are lot of chances of cross talking, but in the case of optical fiber, there is no cross talk. The next is shock resistance. Since these are made up of from glass and plastic or quartz, so there are no chances of shock. So, these are safe to handle as compared to copper wires. The next is that cost. Although their cost is more as compared to the copper wires, but their maintenance is very less as compared to copper wire, and the signals can be transmitted at very low rate. Transmitted at very low cost as compared to the copper wires. Next is they are more reliable as compared to copper wires. Their life is more. They have a lifespan of 20 to 30 years, but for copper wires the lifespan is only 15 years. maximum 15 years. They are easy to maintain and there is a lot of signal security. So these are the advantages of these optical fibers over the copper wire. So we are using nowadays optical fibers instead of copper wires. Now we will come to the applications. The first application is that they are used in underwater communication with the help of laser and optical fiber. We can communicate under the water also. Second is they are used in computer systems. For a large number of interconnections. From micrometers to kilometer range. The third is we can measure, they can be used for measurement of displacement, pressure, temperature, flow rate, liquid rate, liquid level, and chemical composition, etc. Very accurately. Then the next application is that they are used in industry for various chemical reactions. They are also used in petroleum refining plants. The next application is they are used in military mobiles, such as aircrafts, ships, tanks, and fiber guided weapons called anti-tank missiles, which are also called ATMs. And the next is they are used in public network applications, like communication by telephone, and satellites, etc. So these are various applications of optical fibers. So let us summarize the today's lecture. So firstly we have discussed what is optical fiber. Then we have come to the construction of optical fiber. It has two layers, core and cladding. Then we have discussed that it is made up of core and cladding, and a number of optical fibers are packed to form a light pipe, and in these light pipes are coated with the help of buffer coating, which saves it from the outer environment. Then we have the materials used for the optical fiber. There are two types of materials, plastic and glass. So three combinations can be made by plastic and glass. Then we have come to the properties of material used. The first property is that they should have high elasticity, so that they can be used to form thin and long wires. Then we have that it should have be transparent at a particular wavelength, so that it can guide the light properly. Then the third property is that the materials should have different refractive index, so that they can be used for core and cladding, and the refractive index of core is greater than refractive index of cladding. Then we have come to the total internal reflection definition, its conditions, and then we have discussed that the critical angle used for the total internal reflection is depends upon the refractive index of the material used, and it also depends upon the nature of light. If we have high wavelength, C will be more. Then we have working of the optical fiber. Then we have come to the types of optical fibers. Three types of optical fibers are single mode, multi mode, step index fiber. The third one was graded index fiber. Then we have discussed these three types of optical fibers. Then we have advantages of optical fibers as compared to the copper wires. There are a lot of advantages, so they are used as compared to copper wires more. Then we have come to the applications of the optical fibers. So that's all for now. Thanks a lot.